Okay, let's see what's inside. No way. A book? Some emeralds. We must not take them out yet. They're well preserved. But they're intact. If I take them out now, they'll be fragile. Then a feather. Okay, what's the plan? I'm gonna head back to the surface. I'll be right back for them. Okay, I'll be right back for them. Gonna head to the surface. Can't believe how many lives were lost on that night. It seemed to be a memory to me now. A terrible memory. A great one. Seeing this great ship stern right up the area about 100 block, oh, 15 blocks high in the air. Well, could you imagine? They're already covered with the bell tower. Alright, I gotta head back. Let's get lit! Alright. Oh, there we go. There's the bow. There is an old villager that saw the entire ship. It was an elderly villager that saw the whole ship. Besides me, I was the pilot on board this ship, the driver driving the ship. I was during the day shift. The other one, we had two pilots, one for day, one for night. We each took turns of taking the helm, but at that night, the nightkeeper was a bit drunk. Okay, I was not drunk. I was laying down, settling with a book. I was settling with a book until the ship cracked to the iceberg like a loop. I felt the shudder. I saw this big, giant berg pass by my window. I said, oh my God. I knew such a fate. We knew that Titanic was not going to last long. Okay. We need to take this out. And this. We'll take one of the emeralds out. It seems pretty preserved. The paper. No good. Alright. Let's reserve to the surface. I couldn't find the name of the rich villager that was on board the ship, but he liked to keep his name a secret. But the presses saw his name. He came out with a disaster. He was on lifeboat number 5. That was aft. Okay, can I get a what? Okay. This emerald was recovered from the room, along with a couple. This diary was from his cat, also from his chest. But the thing was from his safe. But he must have moved into the chest by accident. It seems that these items used to belong to Mr. Ritchie, the rich person, the rich villager. He was called Ritchie on He was traveling alone to visit his wife in New Village. Said he was to be moved. He was going to. He was moving to New Village City where his wife and children would be. But he came out unscathed. Escaped. Escaped. But he had a bit of a wound when he fell down the stairs. On the ship, stern came down into the night. He was injured. I saw the ship's stern rose up to the air as my young self saw it. I was about 7 when that happened. But the pearl remained anonymous. It was a gift from his mother. She paused. Very nifty. Well, we gotta get back there. But pretty soon we're gonna be interviewing with the survivor. He worked in he worked on one of the other lifeboats beside. Okay, let's get back there. The next expedition is to the stern wreck. But the bow is a whole new story. It's a story that we need to tell. But the stern is a whole new level of heck. Why did the Titanic stern implode? I don't know why it's in such a bad state. Seems that these rooms remained intact. Okay, we're going to the stern now. I'm a good swimmer. There it is, the stern wreck. Seems that I had a totally different nightmare. There was more pieces on the stern as I remember, but where are the rest? We used to have lots of dining in the rear area with a friend of mine, but he never made it out alive. He made it onto lifeboat 7 or 8, but he barely got out alive. A few days later, he passed away. He passed away in 2017. Okay, we're on the deck. This is where the passengers would make their last stand. Seems that the davits are swung out as they would left. Only these side davits these two lifeboats were launched in time. But the two front ones were not. They were collapsible A and B. We're gonna head to the reciprocating engine room. There was a bulkhead before here you would reach into the bed, but the structure above it. This pillar would be used as a support pillar for the stairwell. We've also marked on the previous marked where the third funnel was. It would be around here somewhere. Seems that the door was burst open with brute force. Holy cow! This was the turbine room. It was a powerful room. I remember it when I came across it one day. My order was to give them the order to keep the generators on for about 2 hours ish. To keep it as long as possible. But the reciprocating engine room was a whole nother story. It was not a room, it was just the engines. With no other side of the room. Seems that Seagrass has started to grow on the ship. Not good. God, it's the second. It's the second class stairwell. It only went down a couple of decks. Only 2 decks, in fact. It only remains as with one side of the stairwell. Had a big destruction scene. It seems that what happened to it remains anonymous. It seems like it was all pulled apart. The promenade deck. It runs straight down the middle. And now it's not. It seems that one of the cranes are missing. There were cranes on the ship. There were a mast. Many people holded it during the final plunge. Fortunately, the mast was leaning to port from the impact. I don't know how many rooms survived in the stern. Unfortunately, many were destroyed. If you put the two ends together, you get a whole ship, but mostly destroyed. There's something you don't see every day. The fourth funnel, also known as the fake one. It was mostly used for ventilation for the lower parts, but it was used for something else as a cover. Seems it is leaning forward since the impact. Poop deck. Seems that the submarine's already looking at from the rear. This is where pretty soon we'll be putting a plaque to the tribute that who perished that night. There were about a 15 virgins on this deck, screaming for their lives as the ship plunged into darkness as it slipped below us. I don't know what happened to them. They did not let go. They were frozen solid. I don't see any bodies. They've already been dissolved. It just took too long. Okay, we're coming on the stern now. There's the nameplate. Saying Titanic. Alright. What's up, man? Okay, well, I think we have to go inside the wreckage, which is the lowest part of the ship. No one has ever gone inside the stern deep because of the unstable conditions it is in. They say that when the Titanic stern impacted, the virtues say that when the stern impacted on the seabed, it made the top decks collapse, crushing sea deck. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go inside sea deck. No rooms. And one must have been blown out from the impact. No stairs. Look at all this destruction. It's no longer a ship, but a wreckage. I know what this is. This is a border. It's to stop people from going across to the engine room. Pretty soon tomorrow we're gonna have an interview with another villager. He's a wise one. He's a wise one. He's a wise old man. He survived the sinking. He's lived to tell the tale. He told many stories about his grief. Maybe he can tell. But I want to tell my story on the side of the sinking. The stairwell. But it can still be climbed. This is okay. Returning to the surface, but I can literally see the boilers. The boilers must have fell out when the ship sank. They saw when they were swimming up to the surface, they saw boilers falling out. It was spare boilers. In case the ones break down, we can actually detach them and use them for scrap parts to repair the ship. This is what we're looking for, the third funnel outlier. Oh my god. Seems worse. Every deck that was on beside it came crashing down on top of it. The third funnel. It fell when the ship broke. Right. Running back to the bow. I think it's been rearranged. What's happened is that there were two doors on the other side where the third funnel would go. There was a hallway here, two of them. I think, but everything's been rearranged. Unrecognizable back here. The area. This was a resting place. This is where we read and sat. Everything's been flung out. It's not an infinite museum now. Alright. Returning to surface. Return to surface, but I gotta pick up. Alright. Return to surface. Woo! That was something. Well, tomorrow we got a big day. We gotta try and get some stuff done. We're gonna try and scurvy the wreck or retrieve a piece of it. See what caused this ship to fail. You know, there is something in the debris field that I wanted to be picked up, but it's a piece of twisted metal with blocks, indicating it came from the side of the ship, where the ship actually broke. Alright. But we have to do that tomorrow now, because it's a recovery mission. We need all submarines on deck. Luckily, we've got the arms swung out, but it'll be done. Okay. Seems like on the computer, in order to find where we're going, so it has to be near the bow of the ship, where there's a piece of metal that's hanging on the end. It has a bit of a crack on the end. That's where the ship started to fail in the night. As the ship was sinking, it was bending at the same time, indicating it was about to break in half until the whole final plunge scene. Must have been a mess. Mr. Stanley, Mr. Lightover, Mr. Light, was the saw the were on the ship. They were trying to deploy the last lifeboats onto the depths, but they had no more time. Ship went down very quickly. The bridge quickly disappeared in an instant, leaving the captain to its fate. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to find this crack on this. But there is something that might link two ends together. A piece of hull must have sheared off during the descent down, but whatever happened to it, it's long gone. It was a light debris. It must have sailed very far. We have to locate it and retrieve it. But I can't do that mission because I'm not going to do that. But I know some villagers that can. The cranes can actually do it. But by tomorrow, they've already been ready. Tomorrow, I'll get a notification on my little tiny pager that the piece of Titanic's hull has been raised. But there will be like a bit of some wiring hanging off of it. And some wood. And it'll be two windows and stuff. It'll be the piece of Titanic's side. Must have sheared off during the sinking. We'll take a look at it close. Luckily, we have equipment that can actually get us onto the side of the ship. Okay. Well, that's tomorrow. I'll leave it to you. Guys. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to you tomorrow to get something that we can attach with the record to, but we're gonna only waste one piece. See what we can deal with this. Hopefully, the Titanic's bow can be recovered.